More than 25,000, of course, small boat migrants have arrived in the UK in 2025, which is a record for this stage of the year. Let's get the thoughts of my panel, the former Labour Special Advisor Paul Richards, former Scotland Yard detective Peter Bleksley, and the comedian, former headliner, GBNews star Lewis Schaefer. Good evening, panel. Hello, Lewis. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
My issue with this story is we are going to be jailing these people in the UK as if we have so many free prison spaces anyway. We are literally letting paedophiles and child abusers walk free from sentencing because
don't
there's no
point
space.
at me. Don't point at me.
Your thoughts, Lewis?
My thoughts is it's typical of British people. It's like they want to, and no one ever takes responsibility. They say, oh, people have been forced to come because there's some trafficker has been offered money. If we just get rid of the trafficker, no one would want to come to the country. It's a huge plot to bring people to the country. It isn't like somebody in France or here saying, come along. No.
Yeah. So, I mean, Paul, in terms of the prison spaces, where the hell do I think these people are going? Yeah,
but you can't have it both ways, Ben. You, on the one hand, week after week, you say we need to do more to crack down. So Yvette Cooper comes out with something which is cracking down and putting these people where they belong behind bars.
But I don't want them...
Now you're saying it's a bad idea?
Paul.
I think it's a good idea. It's another step forward in breaking this business model.
Paul, in true politician speak, I'm going to channel the spirit of Sir Keir Starmer. Let me be clear. I don't want these people in the country in the first place, let alone in our prisons.
Good. Well, then lock up the people who are trying to get them here.
Not in England, not in the UK. Just stop me.
I think he's right. They're not going to be put in jail or prison. And number two, it doesn't really matter because it's just a small number of people that you're pinning this blame on. It's like people like you. They're just like, let's blame the... Hey, come to the country. I hadn't thought about it.
But if somebody's profiting from this evil trade, then surely they should be prosecuted and locked up. That's a good thing, isn't it?
It's a very clear sign that when it comes to smashing the gangs, which your almighty leader promised us, right, they're making it up as they go along. They've suddenly gone, oh, do you know what? Somebody posted an advert on a social media site advertising crossings or false ID, so we'll create a law to lock them up.
What's wrong with that?
Really.
But what's wrong with that? Come on, what's wrong
but it
with
shows they're doing it on the hoof. They haven't really strategised this. They don't really have an actual solution to stop people coming into the country. They push out a press release like this in the forlorn hope that people are going to go, oh, that's our government. They're really keeping us safe. They're really stopping the boats. They're really smashing the gangs. We all see through it, Paul.
Yeah. He's totally right. Peter's totally right. It's so fraudulent. That's the problem with the government here. It's not that Keir Starmer is fraud. They're all fraudulent. You're fraudulent. Just put a boat in between here and France.
Who are you pointing to? Me?
Not to you.
Fraudulent?
No, you're wonderful.
Thank
but
you.
no, it's Paul. Even I don't care how skinny the guy's gotten. He's wrong.
You're just jealous that he lost 20 stone.
I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous.
20 stone. That would have been a hell of a thing. I lost 10 stone.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Paul, I get your point saying, I'm on this show every week demanding a crackdown. I've always said all these little schemes are just red herrings. They're getting everybody to debate and discuss about stopping the boats and so on.
It's a law.
Stop the boats in their tracks, turn them back, and I don't want them here in the first place.
I would be the first person to come on here and heap all possible praise on this government if, in the last 8 days, no boats had come over and no migrants as a consequence. But you know what? We've had 2,000 in the last 8 or 9 days. It's out of control. Yep. They're not smashing the gangs. They're not stopping the boats. They're not protecting the people of Britain. They are abrogating, they are failing in their duty to the citizens of the UK.
Yes, I think you're totally right. And how you can let someone like Paul on this program when he violates the entire... I know he's thin and everything. He looks amazing. He looks so much better. 140 pounds. That's a lot of...
a lot of people.
A lot of weight.
That's a whole Lewis Schaefer.
Yeah, plus, basically, almost.
You never praise me for being thin, Lewis.
No, but you were always thin. Weren't you always thin?
I have to work hard to keep it off. Trust me, I like my chocky bars. If I let myself go...
You know what? The people like this, you can't have no respect for them because they think, I've done something to be thin.
All right, OK, on that bombshell,
he's 40,
let's... only 4 years. Let's have a look through the first of tomorrow's newspaper front pages. If you're just tuning in, The Sun on Sunday. Big story, maybe we can discuss this with Lewis. Strictly cocaine probe.
Yeah. Why me? Why are you talking about me?
The BBC's hired a law firm to probe damning allegations of cocaine abuse on Strictly. That's according to 2 Stars. It said their drug use was well known on the show and their lawyers have been drafted in Little bit more trouble for the Beeb. The Sunday Express, there are fears that Hamas may unleash terror in the UK. Activists are ready to radicalise Brits by exploiting growing sympathy for the plight of Gazans. I could have told you that 3 years ago. The Man on Sunday, carry on, Doctor. This is an interesting story, actually. And maybe I suggested to Andrew Gilligan earlier, these former Sunday Times journalists, maybe a win for Keir Starmer and Wes Streeting. Carry on, Doctor is the headline. 2/3 defy strike call in a huge blow to militant unions who are bidding to, wreak absolute havoc on the NHS. The vast majority of resident doctors have defied strike calls and they've gone to work. Wes Streeting has heaped praise on them, saying due to the dedication of NHS staff and a different operational approach, we've managed to significantly manage this strike threat.
Yeah.
The Observer, is it The Observer? Yes. Britain's real immigration crisis and the solution. This is Labour's Rachel Sylvester on Labour's push for digital ID for all. Who would have seen this coming, eh? We've got a problem with migrants. It's been going on for many years. The floodgates arguably open with Tony Blair. What did Tony Blair want back then? Digital ID. Well, it's being ramped up again. The Independent. Troubleshooters sent into charity linked to Carrie Johnson. So, troubleshooters have been sent in to investigate a charity linked to Boris Johnson's wife, Carrie Johnson, following claims that funds were used improperly by the multi-millionaire socialite who runs it. The Sunday Telegraph, Kemi Badenoch has spoken out. She says Labour has not learned from Liz Truss's mistakes. Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves are making an even bigger mistake than those of Liz Truss and have not learned of the lessons of her mini-budget. I think she's referring to the debt spiral the country is suffering. The Sunday Mirror, Ghislaine Maxwell quizzed on 3 Brits linked to Epstein. So the DOJ in America, of course, they were in Ghislaine's prison in the US in recent weeks, quizzing her about Epstein. The Mirror says that 3 Brits have been quizzed as part of that conversation. US lawyers focus on other pals apart from Prince Andrew. And the Sunday Times, a good story here, we'll discuss this. Gaza children will be flown into the UK for treatment on the NHS. Panel, let's talk about this. Up to 300 will be evacuated from Gaza to the UK within weeks. Hamas have said will stand down only for a Palestinian state, which, of course, the UK has threatened to recognise unless Israel comes to an agreement. Lewis, what's your take? 300 Gazan children coming to the UK for treatment on the NHS. Good thing, bad thing?
Well, I mean, children are children. You got to be nice to children. I mean, I just read in the BBC that 159 have been killed, according to the BBC.
Children?
Children.
In Gaza?
In Gaza. I mean, I don't want to talk about it. It's a horrible situation.
Well, I will.
Yeah.
Charity begins at home.
Yeah.
Read the small print of this article because it's very, very important. Of course, these children who are ill and come to the UK for treatment will be accompanied by their parents. So up goes the number count yet again. They will also be allowed to bring in their siblings. Up goes the number count yet again. Will any of them ever return home to Gaza? Of course they won't. Will they then thereafter, for the rest of their lives, quite possibly be looked after at the taxpayer expense? Oh, yes.
Paul, what's your thoughts?
What intrigues me about the story is it's the sort of geopolitical point, which is why is Egypt not opening its border? Why are these kids not flying into Egypt?
What do you think? What's your thoughts?
Well, because the Egyptians and the Jordanians have consistently blocked any...
well, why is that?
Yeah,
Tell us why that is.
Well, I personally believe because they don't want...
They don't want them there. And this
terrorists,
country is so... I don't mean to interrupt you. It's so this is the most deluded country in the world. People need to scream. They need to scream.
But they should their focus on Egypt. I mean, they're the longest...
Forget it. What is with you people? It's like put your he's right, Ben is like right. You're saying focus over there, focus over there. It's so simple. Just say no. Maybe you shouldn't have started the war in the first place. Maybe that should be said. The fact is that these people are a threat to this country when you have so many people who hate this country.
So why aren't they going to Egypt?
Because Egypt doesn't want them, because they tried to overthrow the Egyptian government. The same thing with the Jordanians, because they're a dangerous... You know, you feel bad for them because they've lost the war. Maybe they shouldn't have started the war in the first place.
Do you agree, Paul, that maybe the likes of Egypt and the Jordanians probably know the Palestinians best? I'm not, and by the way, I'm going to tar all Palestinians with the same brush, but there is obviously
these are children.
There's obviously, of course, and I've done my fair share in my time to help Afghan kids who were blown up in the Kabul airport bomb. You know, I'm not going to blow my own trumpet, but anyway, I care about kids, right? Yeah. But do you not think Egypt and the Jordanians know better than most about the propensity for some Gazans and the ideology they've been brought up in.
And that is fair comment. And that's why, you know, when we have the protests week after week in London, why aren't they protesting outside the Egyptian embassy, demanding that Egypt...
It's because this country...
It's a rhetorical question.
No, yeah, but it didn't seem that way. Smile when you're saying that. Look, you're smiling now. The truth is, this country is the softest mark in the entire world. It's got the most money, and like people sitting there, let's recognize, you know, Palestine, whatever.
It's got no money left anymore, Lewis, because it's been given away to the unworthy.
Unworthy, and the people are scared.
Billions and billions and billions.
Yeah.
On a weekly basis.
People like him, Paul is doing it. He should say he's sorry. Say you're sorry.
For what now?
For letting in all these horrible, horrible people into this.
Well, Paul's not in government, is he?
No, he isn't, but he supports it, and you know he does.
Right. Okay. Well, we appreciate Paul's company nonetheless for, you know, for...
Well, let him say I don't support it. Let him say I don't support mass immigration.
You need firm borders, you need fair asylum, and you need, you know, refugees that are legitimate to come here and those that aren't to be deported.
Yeah, it could be anybody. How long is a piece of string? That's what it is. You believe in a very long piece.
How come nobody in this government ever listens to you then, Paul?
Well,
clearly they don't.
Some of them do. Well, you know...
Really? Well, they don't act upon it, do they?
We're saying shut the hotels, and we're now cracking down on those providers.
Oh, so you can spread them all into the communities where they're equally as unwelcome.
Well, again,
What a stroke of genius. How about stopping them coming to the country, please?
OK, on that bombshell, great first couple of minutes, 14 minutes, that was entertaining. We're going to look at The Sun on Sunday, Coke probe on Strictly Come Dancing, and also the Sunday Telegraph. Kemi Badenoch is warning Labour that they haven't learned from the mistakes of Liz Truss. Interesting that, I guess it's quite easy, but interesting that a Tory is quite happy to throw Liz Truss under the bus, but maybe not so surprising, bearing in mind the sort of calamitous 40-odd days, and I say that as a supporter of Liz Truss. Anyway, back in just a tick.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
This is GB News, Britain's news channel.
Cleethorpes here has a rich military history. Today, 200,000 people are going to be turning up, and all around there are the celebrations of those veterans and those current serving military personnel. Now, we're here with the guys from HMS Antrim. Let's go and have a chat to a few of them. Nigel Smith, we'll come to you first. Hi. Now, you've got this beautiful bench which has been you've done and commissioned. Tell us about HMS Antrim and that story, because I don't think it's something actually a lot of people probably know.
So HMS Antrim was in the Falklands War in 1982. We were a bunch of young lads, 17 years old, going to war. No idea what was happening, when it was happening. We're just told we're going down south and we're going to war with the Argentinians. To be honest, half of them thought we was going up north to Scotland. So you imagine it's been 17 years old, we're on a warship, join the Navy, see the world, and suddenly we're all going to war at 17-year-old. And we're all, well, half a dozen of us here at the moment.
For you, what does Armed Forces Day mean for you? You've got your bench here, you know, you're celebrating here today. Is it about a celebration of the forces? What does it mean for you today?
For me, it's literally celebrating the brotherhood of the Antrim, plus recognising what the armed forces do. It's under-recognised, and the country doesn't really have an armed forces anymore. And this, they need to start thinking, we need the armed forces. Back in '82, we had best part of 100 warships. You don't have that anymore. So we had the camaraderie, we knew what we were doing. It's all computerised anymore now and stuff like that, but nobody knows what we did in '82, and that was a big thing for the Antrim. We were the first ship since World War II to sink a submarine for a start. We were the first ship down there, the last ship back, and we went back down there 2 months after we had a repair damage done. You know, and it is the camaraderie of the lads and the teamwork.
GB News, the People's Channel.
Exciting news. Every Friday, my Patrick Christie's Tonight Show is going to have a twist to it. We're welcoming some special guests. You. That's right, on Fridays, I'm going to be doing my show in front of a live studio audience, because this show is about you and what you have to say. It's going to be the same big debates, same big topics, same big opinions. But every Friday night at 9 p.m, you are invited to come on down to Patrick Christie's Tonight to be a part of the action. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Welcome back to Ben Leo Tonight, late edition. Let's talk now with David Moore, who's down the line, political commentator. David, The Sun on Sunday, big story about Strictly. Actually, should we... no, we're not going to play the clip. I've missed it. My fault. Strictly, Coke probe. What do you make of this?
Well, I think it's crazy considering the BBC takes £3.8 billion a year from licence fee payers, and all it gives us is cultural collapse and degradation. Drug use promotes lefty broadcasting. It's utterly not impartial, and now it's drugs all over Strictly Come Dancing, so it's absolutely ridiculous.
Are you surprised, though? I mean, it's... don't want to cast aspersions, but showbiz, lots of people enjoying themselves. Are you surprised this kind of thing goes on behind the scenes?
Well, I'm not surprised by the BBC because they're currently firing people because of their skin colour at the moment. But when it comes to illegal drugs, they don't seem to care. It's all two-tier at the BBC. Strictly is meant to be a celebration of dance and discipline, not decadence and drugs. So it's just, I don't believe it, but at the same time, not surprised, Ben.
OK, let's take a quick look at the clip before we show the Sun on Sunday front page. There we go. But the graphics team worked hard on that, so I thought we'd get it in there. Should have done it before the chat, but my fault. It's been a long day. David, the BBC, they've brought 2 lawyers in. Lewis, do you want to ask a question to David? Do you fancy a chat?
I mean, how is this in any way news? This is a non-news story.
No, it's not.
People on TV doing drugs. People on TV. People anywhere in this country doing drugs. Drugs have been around for ever. It's cocaine.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. It's like, where's my drugs?
Yeah, well, I mean, the prescribed meds maybe from the doctor.
Yeah, good.
You've missed them tonight.
I should be on my better behaviour. I should be on better behaviour.
I'm joking.
No.
David, you still there? Or have you gone off for a decadent night?
I think the BBC back in the day used to be to inform and to educate. It was a highly professional service, and it would educate the people, it would inform the people and entertain the people. And it's not doing any of those objectives anymore, and now it's just going through the cultural decline phase of its programming, in my view.
The BBC said in a statement, "We have clear protocols and policies in place for dealing with any serious complaint raised with us. We'd always encourage people to speak to us if they have concerns. It wouldn't be appropriate to comment further." David, before I let you go, any other stories that have caught your eye?
I think it's very interesting, the story about the Observer basically supporting digital ID migrants. It's just like there's so many simple solutions to stop the migrant crisis, whether it be leaving ECHR, whether it be actually adopting a strong stance, policies like Rwanda. But of course, no, let's just monitor and destroy the civil liberties of law-abiding citizens in this country. And it's like anarcho-tyranny. It's anarchy for those who want to follow the law, and it's tyranny to those who obviously want to just live a normal life. But digital ID, we have to follow it. It's crazy, really.
Peter, what's your take on digital ID?
David, picture the scene. An undocumented man washes up on a dinghy at Dover. He's being processed. He can give whatever name he likes, can give whatever previous address he likes, choose any country that he cares to mention as to being his country of origin. And so what are they then going to do? Give him digital ID based on what he tells us without any kind of checks or balances? It wouldn't surprise me. Would it surprise you?
Well, Peter, I completely agree, to be honest. And there's a lot of undocumented people in this country who don't even know about. It could be over 1 million. It's staggering and it's shocking. And the Observer, of course, are too afraid to talk about the harsh realities of tackling mass migration.
David, thank you very much. Really appreciate your company. Let's have a quick whiz through the front pages tomorrow. If you've just tuned in to Ben Leo Tonight, late edition, starting with The Sun on Sunday, we just discussed it. Strictly cocaine probe. 2 lawyers have been drafted in after 2 stars said that it's well known that drug use goes on behind the scenes at the show. The Sunday Express, there are fears that Hamas may unleash a terror attack in the UK. Activists are ready to radicalise radicalise Britons by exploiting growing sympathy for the plight of Gaza. The Mail on Sunday, carry on doctor, 2/3 defy strike call in a huge blow to the militant unions. I would argue it's a rare win for Keir Starmer and Wes Streeting, who intervened and appealed directly to doctors some weeks ago, begging them not to strike. The Observer, Britain's real immigration crisis and the solution. The solution is authoritarian, Orwellian, centralised digital ID for all. What could go wrong? The Independent, troubleshooters are sent into the charity linked to Carrie Johnson. Somebody's been accused of fiddling the books at the charity. The Sunday Telegraph, Kemi Badenoch, Labour has not learned from Liz Truss's mistakes. The Conservative leader has accused the government of taking the country closer to a debt spiral. I think we'll talk about that next. The Sunday Mirror, Ghislaine Maxwell quizzed on 3 Brits linked to Epstein. The DOJ in America have visited Ghislaine Maxwell in prison, and apparently 3 Brits were on the menu, not including Prince Andrew. The Sunday Times, Gaza children to be flown in for NHS treatment into the UK. And, just a quick one at the top. Firms pull adverts over Channel 4 documentary that glamorised porn. A Channel 4 documentary about the porn star Bonnie Blue risks glamorising degrading sex, the Children's Commissioner has warned, as businesses have demanded the broadcaster remove adverts from the programme. Should we briefly talk about that? Lewis, what's your take on... Let's talk about Bonnie Blue. What's your take on her?
I've actually read that she might be a dude.
Oh, really?
Have you heard that? I mean, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, why not? Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
She's not here to defend others.
This is what I read. It's a possibility. I mean, this is the end result.
Glamorising porn? Is that... You can't...
I don't think it's glamorising porn. It's the end result. If you're going to let... If we're going to let people do whatever they want to do without any repercussions, well, why not have sex with 1,000?
I'm so glad she's not my daughter.
Yeah.
I wonder what her dad actually thinks of it all.
Well, I think some of her family work for her. They're on the payroll.
Do they really?
His mum. Her mum's on the payroll.
Anyway, 2 minutes, sorry, my mistake. I don't talk about Bonnie Blue. It's mucky. Let's talk about the Sunday Telegraph. Badenoch. Labour has not learned from Liz Truss's mistakes. Paul.
It's a strange positioning for this, isn't it? I mean, she's struggling, she being Badenoch, is struggling to be heard. You know, there's lots of rumours in her own party about her being deposed, and she's chosen sort of to bring up the very reason that most people would attack the Tories, which is Liz Truss's lamentable period in office. It's just a strange thing to throw Liz Truss under the bus, remind everybody about the mini-budget and the chaos they caused for those brief days they were in power with the lettuce and all the rest of it, and then to sort of say this as part of, you know, giving helpful advice to Keir Starmer, which is plainly not. So it's just, I think all of it's very, very strange. She's not managed to find her feet as leader of the opposition at all, and I think that's why she probably won't be that in the general election.
Writing in the Telegraph tomorrow, Badenoch accuses the government of taking Britain's finances to the brink over concerns it's pushing the country into a debt spiral.
Well, that's a fair point. I mean, the level of debt, you know, the ratio on debt is appalling. We need to do something about it, but I'm not sure she's the person that should be lecturing us on it.
Well, that's something I'm an expert in debt spirals. So, I mean, yeah, they're spending money, and the money isn't going to come in, and everybody knows. Like, my friends in America are, like, laughing at Britain. They're, like, laughing.
Yeah, what's the Americans' view on Britain at the moment?
I mean, maybe the Democrats are like, but they're losers, too. As like you guys. Sorry, as you guys, not you, but you know what I mean?
What do you think we think about America right now?
But we don't care. Okay. America, like half America, does not care because we're saying because they're always like, well, Britain doesn't have a constitution, but it's just as democratic and just as open and free speech. That's what we used to believe. And then you come here, and then people are being arrested. It's like so sad. I've been here 25 years.
Americans think that they are world leaders and that we all admire them.
They are world leaders.
We are world leaders because our economy is so good. We're now like 40% more money.
And Donald Trump is bang on about Sadiq Khan. Yeah. And that was the best bit of TV this week.
Yeah,
he was absolutely spot
because you're
on.
sitting there reading. The BBC says that, you know, Donald Trump is not that good. The BBC is the second worst thing in this country.
Most British people do not admire the United States.
Because you've been fed lies. Lies.
I mean, I admire, forget the Trump administration, I admire the fact they've just posted 3% GDP.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
yeah.
And what do we get? What do we get in
well,
this
you've
country?
got countries. Well, what's Ghana's GDP right now?
No idea.
A
Do you
lot
know?
more than 3. That's
Is it?
Yeah,
Yes,
well, when you
Ghana.
start from like next to
Double
nothing,
figures.
it's not that
And
starting.
across Africa, they've got GDPs of 7, 8, 9%
Yeah,
growth.
but Paul, they're
It's amazing what happens when you trade with the Chinese, isn't it?
Well, quite. I mean, if that's your
Yeah, but
yardstick,
we're talking about
then
third world countries starting from zero. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it's no comparison.
That was the point that I made.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's what I do. I plagiarise opinions.
No, that's really good. You know, you're paying me a compliment.
OK, coming up after the break, we delve inside tomorrow's front pages and inside the Sun on Sunday. Ambulance chiefs are spending £675,000 on stab-proof body armour. Oh, what a state of affairs. Stab-proof body armour for paramedics after a rise in violent attacks. Can you believe that? This is Ben Leo Tonight. Late edition, back in a tick.
Can't wait to get in that sea.
Lovely and warm.
Just like the feeling of having great travel insurance.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GBNews Travel Destinations Forecast.
Whilst the UK gears up for Storm Floris, it turns increasingly hot in Portugal, although there'll be some heavy rain in Croatia and Italy, particularly the central part of Italy. Thunderstorms expected here, thunderstorms moving through parts of Croatia and Bosnia, but for much of Iberia it's sunny spells and increased heat, higher temperatures than average for much of Portugal, and that's expected to continue into the start of next week.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GBNews Travel Destinations Forecast.
Hi there and welcome to your latest GB News weather forecast from the Met Office. We've got more changeable weather on the way for Sunday, some rain for many of us, but also some sunshine following from the north later. But then for Monday, it's all attention out towards the west. Here comes Storm Floris moving across the Atlantic on Sunday afternoon, deepening as it becomes a very deep area of low pressure for the time of year and bringing some very strong winds to the north of the UK on Monday. But back to Saturday evening, we have got this area of cloud and rain pushing in across Northern Ireland and Scotland, slowly working its way southeastwards across the UK through the course of tonight. Some fairly low cloud developing, so some mist and hill fog as well, and quite humid conditions in the west, clearer and slightly cooler down across the southeast. It does mean, though, that if you are in the south and the east of the UK, we should get off to a fairly bright, if not sunny, start to the day on Sunday. So do make the most of that sunshine. It's not going to last too long. Further north and west, we run into that cloud and some outbreaks of rain. Some areas of low clouds, so misty conditions around the coast and certainly some hill fog around as well. Some heavier outbreaks of rain in places too, and quite a wet start to the day across more eastern parts of Scotland in particular. Out towards the northwest, though, of Scotland and Northern Ireland, already turning brighter here, and those brighter, sunnier conditions will work their way slowly southeastwards as we go through the course of the day. Even in the south, though, we probably won't see a huge amount of rain getting towards the south of England until very late on, and even then just the odd shower. Perhaps the odd heavier shower and even thunderstorm across the northeast of Scotland, but here there will be some sunshine, and it should feel pleasantly warm in that sunshine with temperatures into the low 20s for many of us. A very wet and windy picture, though, for Monday, especially across the northwest, so a weather warning already in place across Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England and the far north of Wales. Some damaging gusts of wind, so do stay tuned to the forecast. We could see some disruption. Even in the south, it will be fairly windy for the time of year. A changeable week of weather on the way, but generally settling down somewhat on Tuesday and Wednesday, and temperatures around average for the time of year.
Hi, I'm Michelle Dewberry, and my show is your opportunity to cut through all the noise and dive in headfirst to some robust debates. Ideas clash.
Situation,
no,
isn't it?
No,
Because the failure is
you're deliberately avoiding my point. Nothing's held back,
And if you think this is the end of it, wait for more.
and we do not shy away from the difficult stuff. Sometimes I want to shake people and say, if only you understood. So join me on Jubes & Co weeknights at 6 p.m. only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
Good Afternoon Britain isn't just about us. The wonderful thing about this programme is it's about everyone watching. It's an interactive programme.
Well, there absolutely is something to see here, and we're going to be talking about it more. Whether it's breaking royal news, please bring us up to date, or indeed a particularly punchy speech in the House of Commons.
Very, very curious.
We bring it to you live, and then we bring you live reaction as well.
That's Good Afternoon Britain, weekdays from midday.
Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Yes, we did it.
Thank you for making us Britain's #1 news channel. We couldn't have done it without you.
Absolutely not. It is down to each and every single one of you who chooses to watch us, to listen to us, and to be a part of what we're trying to do. Thank you.
This is just the beginning. Britain's #1 news channel.
Welcome back to Ben Leo Tonight, late edition. Here's a big story for you. In tomorrow's Sun on Sunday, ambulance chiefs are spending £675,000 on stab-proof body armour for paramedics after a rise in violent attacks. It's part of a £3.3 million package to protect London ambulance service crews. They've seen near 12% pretty much increase in acts of violence or aggression from 2,087 incidents in 2023 to 2,337 last year, an average of 7 a day. That's incredible, 7 attacks a day. That includes 11 attacks with edged weapons, such as knives. Peter, why would anybody want to attack a paramedic, first of all?
It is an appalling statement upon the state of this once great nation that our paramedics now are going to have to wear body armour. In your moment of need, when your life is potentially slipping away from you, when somebody makes that 999 call, why on earth would you assault national heroes? It is beyond my comprehension.
And same, actually, for firefighters, too. The firefighters are getting stoned and attacked when they're going to put somebody's fire out. It's
what kind of people do these things?
Well, do you know what?
Cretins.
In the last, say, 50 years, there used to be lots of uniformed presence on the streets, right? Commissaires, park keepers, bus conductors, people collecting tickets on the trains, police
Those were the
on
days.
patrol, right? And all of those figures, those authority figures in our communities have been withdrawn, one after the other, creating an ungoverned space so people think they can do and say whatever they like.
And, of course, discipline has become a dirty word in so many places, including schools, and that was largely driven by your lot in 97 and Blair thereafter.
It started in 1997. I think there's been a sort of general collapse of civility and decency.
The new Labour government DNA is all over it, believe you me. When we couldn't have winners at school sports days and all that. Your lot started all of that.
Yeah, well, OK, well, look, if any paramedics are watching tonight, my hat off to you. We appreciate your service, and firefighters as well. What a crying shame that some are now having to wear body armour. I will say, though, Lewis, it's in London. It's the London Ambulance Service, so maybe what does that say about London?
Well, it's like what's his name, Keir Starmer said. It's a nation of strangers, and when you let in, the people aren't even English anymore in an English country.
Well, yeah, London is white Brits are a minority in London, of course. I argue that London doesn't feel like an English city. I don't know who the perpetrators are for stabbing paramedics, but just on that point, is London the only capital city in the world where the native population are a minority? Does anybody know?
Well, what about New York?
Sometimes I really miss
New York is not the capital
warrant
city.
card.
New York is not the capital. I know it seems like a
big cosmopolitan city.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I mean that's what's happening. Is that this country bought this whole diversity makes us stronger, when America wasn't really founded on diversity, at least for the first 100 years or whatever. But even then, diversity does not make us stronger. Somebody's got to fight for the English people. We need more English people in this country. Anglo-Saxons, Jutes and Picts.
If I was a serving police officer and I had to arrest somebody for assaulting a paramedic, they would be introduced to the pavement with all due vigour, handcuffed and slung in the back of a van quicker than you can possibly imagine.
That's one of the reasons I'm nice to Peter. That's one of the reasons, because the guy's proper scary. You're right.
Let's move on to much more serious matters, and let me stress serious, because the Mail on Sunday can reveal that ITV will be reviewing Love Island later this month, with insiders forecasting the Winter Series and All Stars Series. I'm such a big fan of both. They're facing the chop. Love Island viewers this season have been rocked by the abusive behaviour of the contestants towards one another, leading to 9,000 Ofcom complaints in a week and prompting the TV watchdog to begin an investigation. Welcome along, Love Island. The charity Women's Aid even waded in by issuing a statement criticising the show as a place where women are often lied to, so-called slut-shamed and manipulated. One insider said, ITV is stuck between a rock and a hard place because this sort of behaviour is generating incredible viewing figures, with this series being the most watched since summer 2022. It's averaging 2.4 million viewers. ITV also can't be seen to be promoting the values some of these contestants are displaying. It's all getting a bit too much. OK, first of all, who watches Love Island here?
Afraid not.
Once upon a time, I was a part of a TV show on Channel 4.
Loved it.
And we got nominated for a BAFTA in the reality TV sphere.
Can we say the name?
Yeah, it was Hunted, yeah.
Right.
And so I went to the BAFTAs one night, as we'd been nominated, and we were beaten by, guess what?
Love Island.
Love Island. I was not a happy bunny.
What were they like? Was it ITV sort of production staff there collecting the award?
Oh, I'd long gone by the time the awards were. Once I knew we weren't getting it.
So they beat you at the awards, and ever since then you've refused to watch. Is that right?
Well, I did take a little glimpse at it once upon a time because my kids obviously were watching it, and quite frankly, I found it vile. But it very much cuts across the previous story about paramedics needing to wear body armour. Look at the lowering of standards of behaviour, kind of across the board. Yeah. Not only out on the pavement, on our streets, but on our television screens.
OK, yeah, I don't watch Love Island. My wife does. I sometimes catch it on. I'll sit down to be polite next to her for 5 minutes, and then my mind will explode. So I'll go and stare into the abyss, which is more fun. Right, let's take a look at a clip that caught my eye this week.
We ain't got no troubles, no reason to complain. 'Cause here in Great Old Britain, we just love it when it rains.
Morning.
We're cosy here at home, even though it's not our own. But wait a few more years and who can say? Everything is just fine. Everything is grand. Your life can get no better when you're living by the letter in this pleasant land.
OK, if you're not aware what that is, that's from US-based Bitcoin crypto company Coinbase, who have basically tried to launch a TV advert in the UK, completely mocking the state of affairs here. Lewis, this is pretty much what you were saying at the top of this hour.
Yeah.
Even the Americans now are looking at the US and just totally ribbing us for...
At the UK.
For the UK, yeah, not me or Peter or Paul. But the UK, for the little mess we find ourselves in. What does this say, then, about the view of the Americans towards the Brits?
Well, Americans really like the British people. Historically, I mean, I moved here. I just thought it's going to be amazing. They're going to get my sense of humor and, like, laugh. And you don't really find me that funny. But it's gone down tremendously. Maybe the Democrats, the loser Democrats, they love Britain now. What's her name? Ellen DeGeneres and...
well, she's living in the Cotswolds.
Yes, and Rosie O'Donnell. And they want to come here. And then they come here and they think, I got to get the hell out of here because it's not... You know what it is? You're incredible salespeople. You've sold Britain to America, and now the gig is up.
I will say though, Peter, maybe, and I think you share my optimism from your comments at the top of the show at 9 o'clock. Yes, we find ourselves in a bad place. Yes, there are some things going wrong, but we have no choice, I argue, Peter, to remain hopeful and optimistic that things will get better. And actually, sometimes my belief in life is that sometimes you need to be in the gutter before you can start realising that, things need to...
But if you're headed towards the gutter, you can maybe stop yourself. You don't jump in the gutter. Yeah, and that's what this country has done, is jumped in the gutter.
I would rather we hadn't quite sunk so low in so many regards. But I know, actually, because this is borne out. I'm a people person. I speak to people wherever I go, on a bus, on a train, in a pub, wherever I may be. I speak to people, and I am hearing all the time about the unrest, the dissatisfaction, the unhappiness that is out there, but it is actually going to morph and be turned into a movement of the moderate mainstream from all walks of life, from all different backgrounds. The giant is awaking from his slumber.
Paul, are you hopeful for the future of Britain? Are you optimistic, as I am and Peter is?
Well, I've been a member of the Labour Party for over 40 years, so you have to say I'm a bit of an optimist. And I think politics is actually about looking for a better day and not talking the country down and saying that tomorrow can be better than today. We would all disagree maybe on the means to achieve that, but the goal we share, which is a country which is at peace with itself. So I am an optimist, yeah, and why not?
Well, you should be an optimist because you basically destroyed the entire country. So, I mean...
Well, me personally?
Yes, you personally as a Labour Party member. Yeah.
OK, all right.
Am I allowed to say that? That's a bit too much?
The F word?
I didn't say the F word.
Well, you nearly said the F word.
I nearly He said if I did not say it.
He's too wise for that. He's too wise. Right, coming up in just a tick, we'll be going live stateside across the pond for the latest on everything America, the Trump administration. Trump has fired the Bureau of Labour Statistics chief. So he's going back to his apprentice days. You're fired. This is Ben Leo Tonight, late edition. Back in a tick.
Britain was once the envy of the world, but look around. A nation that no longer knows what it is or where it's going. A country that's broken. How do we fix Britain? How do we bring it back? Friday night with Matt Goodwin at 8 p.m. only on GB News. You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's political podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's political podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
It's Patrick Christie's Tonight, and here we do things differently. It's explaining the absolute madness of this, doesn't it? It's explosive. I mean, this is very good. It's lively.
850. Your government sat there, Sean, and it did nothing.
It's controversial. And the Middle East has been in turmoil since before I was born. It's everything you need to kickstart your evening. Everyone's had their Weetabix tonight. I love to see it. That's Patrick Christie's Tonight, weeknights from 9 p.m. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Hi, I'm Michelle Dewberry, and my show is your opportunity to cut through all the noise and dive in headfirst to some robust debates. Ideas clash.
Situation,
no,
Because the failure is...
You're deliberately avoiding my point. Nothing's held back.
And if you think this is the end of it, wait for more.
And we do not shy away from the difficult stuff. Sometimes I want to shake people and say, if only you understood. So join me on Jubes & Co. weeknights at 6 p.m. only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
Good Afternoon Britain isn't just about us. The wonderful thing about this programme is it's about everyone watching. It's an interactive programme.
Well, there absolutely is something to see here, and we're going to be talking about it more. Whether it's breaking royal news, please bring us up to date, or indeed a particularly punchy speech in the House of Commons.
Very, very curious.
We bring it to you live, and then we bring you live reaction as well.
That's Good Afternoon Britain, weekdays from midday.
Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Westminster, the ultimate clique. And you're fighting like rats in a sack. But here on the Camilla Tominey Show, we ask the questions the establishment media is too scared to ask. OK, let me ask you a straight question, because I know you're a straight-talking politician. Whether it's net zero, illegal immigration or law and order, nothing is off limits. You had the power then.
Yeah, as I
and
say,
now you've lost it. That's the Camilla Tominey Show, a politics show that's fearless. But no, let me finish my question if you don't mind, because it is my show. Sundays at 9:30, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Welcome back to Ben Leo Tonight, late edition, and I'm so happy now to be joined by newspaper columnist Bob Weiner, stateside. Bob, good evening, good afternoon, where you are. Let's start with GDP. Hello. Let's start with GDP, shall we? We are very envious here in the UK, looking over at you guys across the pond. The Trump administration has just posted 3% GDP, Bob.
Great, 3, when it's been 5 average under Democratic presidents. We did a piece on that, actually. So he's 3/5 of the way to somewhere. You know, I was so glad when your producer, Mel Thorpe, told me you wanted to talk about the economy. Fire the messenger, as Schumer says. Trump fires job data chief is the front page headline of the Washington Post. And inside is what makes it even worse, is that summer labor market much weaker than first reported, meaning May and June. 250,000 less jobs than first reported. So
but weren't
Trump
they cooking the
wants
books,
to fire
Bob?
the messenger. He wants to fire the messenger for his horrible tariff policy and his massive thousands of people layoffs of the federal government. I'm shocked the economy is starting to reel and going to get worse as we get to Christmas.
This guy is so horrible.
Oh, Bob, I've got my panellist tonight, Lewis Schaefer. He's a New Yorker, but he's been in Britain for 25 years. Yeah. He's not a massive fan of the Dems. He'd like a quick chat with you. Is that OK? You OK with that?
I mean, how do you actually think holding up the Washington Post, which is owned by the guy who owns Amazon and is like totally fake news, is any proof that people are against Trump? You're a Democrat.
So
you should just quit what you're doing.
You're against the messenger, too. You're against the messenger who gives the news that the jobs are down. The jobs are down. Prices are going up. And Christmas is coming with the tariffs maxing out right about as we get there. That's going to work out great for you.
Yeah, it does. It's working out better than for you and the 17% of the people who think Democrats are doing a good job. People don't like you. We don't like you anymore. I was a lifelong Democrat. People do not like Democrats.
Bob, where are you from in the US? Where are you dialing in from?
I am Ohio and born in New Jersey and Massachusetts and now Washington, D.C., Maryland. Maryland is where I live.
He's never lived in a Republican state in a Republican community.
Peter Blexi's here.
What's Ohio? What's Ohio, where I went to college?
Now it's a Republican place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I really picked my states on partisanship.
But back in the day, it was a swing state last election. Who is this guy?
Excuse me. Bob, just a quick question. My name's Peter Blexy. Is Joe Biden going to run for president again?
Is Donald Trump going to run or Kamala Harris? Who did you ask about?
Joe Biden. Is he going to run for president again?
Yeah, sure. And he's announced it too.
Well, there you go.
Oh, Bob, sorry. Bob, I'm sorry.
No, hey, Joe Biden was a very close friend of mine. Ben knows that. I was at his house actually when he first ran for Senate. But he forgot that he was an anti-war candidate when he first ran. And as Gaza became a very serious issue, he lost the youth vote. And both of these guys, Trump and Biden, are forgetting that Israel has lost the PR war on this thing. And even though they were right on responding to October 7th, they're dead wrong about not letting medical and food aid come in. And
that's not true. They are letting
kids
them
know
come
that,
in.
And kids are responding to that.
Yeah, Bob, sorry to set the attack dogs on you. I just thought it would be fairly entertaining for a few minutes.
I love it, Ben. You know that.
Well, my head's blown now. What else should we talk about, Bob? The illegal immigration in the US. One thing that Donald Trump has stuck by, it seems, is eradicating your southern border situation. And again, the Brits this side of the pond are looking over to you and thinking, well, that was pretty good. You got any tips for us?
Well, I love watching your parliament questioning of the prime minister. Boy, he handled that one well last time, too. Yes, that's a big issue all over the world. And if Trump had stuck with, I've stopped them from coming across the border, he'd be in good shape. But where he drops 20 points behind and he's underwater in the polls is the torture. 65 people in a room with one toilet, and that's their water, is the toilet water.
Hang on, what's that? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the way that Trump treats the immigrants and willy-nilly takes them, whether they're criminals or not, by the way. Most of them, CBS found out that 70% have no criminal record that he's bringing in.
They
no
have a criminal record.
whatsoever.
They're in the country illegally.
Hang on, calm down, boy, calm down. Bob, if Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, lambasted the media some weeks ago by saying, guys, these people coming into the country, breaking into the country, are by definition criminals because they're illegal migrants.
And what has Trump done to the labor force? Let me show you those headlines again.
What's that got to do with the illegal migrants?
Economy reeling, tariffs, firing people, and taking away. By the way, he's backing off on the immigrants in the hospitality and the agriculture field because he knows you can't survive without them. So he's just willy-nilly out of his rear, Ben, in terms of the way he does policy. It's outrageous. He needs an economist as an advisor. Maybe one of your guests could be one for him.
Which president first locked up illegal migrants in cages?
I know you've said that, but it was so over the top with Trump.
Say the word,
and much more volume by Trump.
Say the word, Bob. Who was it?
I can't say the word.
It was Obama. It was your President Obama.
Yeah.
OK, finally, let me just talk to you about... Who's that in the background? Is that somebody laughing?
Who's what?
Oh, no, sorry, it's one of my producers laughing in my ear. Sorry, apologies. Bob, finally, you mentioned you were good friends with Joe Biden there.
Yeah.
he changed a lot over the years. I've seen clips of Joe Biden in his early years where he was talking about, I mean, I'm going to be honest now, he was making some pretty racist remarks about the black community. He was against...
He was let some words slip about Obama was clean, and yes, that's right. He
made comments before about gays and same-sex marriage. Why did he...
Right, and abortion, by the way. He was not totally pro-choice in the beginning either. I mean, he evolved. He has a mind. He evolves with the issues. Trump, on the other hand, the last person in the room who talks to him defines his policy. He's totally transactional. And for China, for Bitcoin, for all of that, for crypto, the contribution made him flip-flop on those two issues. So that's not the way to be. Is to define yourself as on the basis of who gives you the dinner contribution.
Well, I mean, they are niche. I guess they're niche kind of issues. And I mean, if he's going to win the libertarian vote by backing crypto and Bitcoin, releasing Ross Ulbricht and so on. But I've seen clips of Trump from yesteryear when he was a 30-year-old lad being interviewed, pretty much saying the same thing about America getting ripped off by China, concern about illegal migration.
Yes,
so he has kind of been
was consistent on that. He was also consistent on blocking blacks from his houses. He was also consistent on letting Russians pay 3 times the rent in his condos in both Florida and New York, where he made the money on that. And everybody says, what, Russia? Of course there's Russia.
Bob, I'm sure...
yes, he's been the same all the way through. Since he went to Russia...
Tell him he's a loser. Just say you are such a loser. And the Democrats are Americans are losers, just like Labour in this country.
I've got 20 seconds.
Sorry.
Bob, thank you so much. I'll be in America soon, Bob, so I'll give you a call. We'll go for coffee. That's Bob Weiner, stateside. Thanks very much. Thank you very much, viewers, as well, for your company tonight. Very much appreciate you. Hope you have a pleasant evening and a good day tomorrow, whatever you do, a roast dinner or whatever. Peter, Paul, Lewis, thank you very much. Much fun. And, yeah, sweet dreams. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Good night.
Expect a warm front, moving from the kitchen right through to the rest of the house. Boxed Boilers, sponsors of weather on GB News.
Hi there, and welcome to your latest GB News weather forecast from the Met Office. We've got more changeable weather on the way for Sunday. Some rain for many of us, but also some sunshine following from the north later. But then for Monday, it's all attention out towards the west. Here comes Storm Floris moving across the Atlantic on Sunday afternoon, deepening as it becomes a very deep area of low pressure for the time of year and bringing some very strong winds to the north of the UK on Monday. But back to Saturday evening, we have got this area of cloud and rain pushing in across Northern Ireland and Scotland, slowly working its way southeastwards across the UK through the course of tonight. Some fairly low cloud developing, so some mist and hill fog as well, and quite humid conditions in the west. Clearer and slightly cooler down across the southeast. It does mean, though, that if you are in the south and the east of the UK, we should get off to a fairly bright, if not sunny, start to the day on Sunday. So do make the most of that sunshine. It's not going to last too long. Further north and west, we run into that cloud and some outbreaks of rain. Some areas of low clouds, so misty conditions around the coast and certainly some hill fog around as well. Some heavier outbreaks of rain in places too, and quite a wet start to the day across more eastern parts of Scotland in particular. Out towards the northwest, though, of Scotland and Northern Ireland, already turning brighter here, and those brighter, sunnier conditions will work their way slowly southeastwards as we go through the course of the day. Even in the south, though, we probably won't see a huge amount of rain getting towards the south of England until very late on, and even then just the odd shower. Perhaps the odd heavier shower and even thunderstorm across the northeast of Scotland, but here there will be some sunshine, and it should feel pleasantly warm in that sunshine with temperatures into the low 20s for many of us. A very wet and windy picture, though, for Monday, especially across the northwest. So a weather warning already in place across Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England and the far north of Wales. Some damaging gusts of wind, so do stay tuned to the forecast. We could see some disruption. Even in the south, it will be fairly windy for the time of year. A changeable week of weather on the way, but generally settling down somewhat on Tuesday and Wednesday, and temperatures around average for the time of year.
Expect a warm front, moving from the kitchen right through to the rest of the house. Boxed Boilers, sponsors of weather on GB News.
Let us take on some of your financial stresses and pay your mortgage or rent for the next 12 months. We want to give you a cash lump sum equivalent to 12 of your monthly mortgage or rent payments, up to an unbelievable £20,000. We'll also boost that by a further £5,000, so you really could have some fun in the coming year. for a chance to win. Text WIN to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text BONUS to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB15 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 29th of August. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's political podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's political podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Exciting news. Every Friday, my Patrick Christie's Tonight Show is going to have a twist to it. We're welcoming some special guests. You. That's right, on Fridays, I'm going to be doing my show in front of a live studio audience because this show is about you and what you have to say. It's going to be the same big debates, same big topics, same big opinions. But every Friday night at 9 p.m, you are invited to come on down to Patrick Christie's Tonight to be a part of the action. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Good Afternoon Britain isn't just about us. The wonderful thing about this programme is it's about everyone watching. It's an interactive programme.
Well, there absolutely is something to see here, and we're going to be talking about it more. Whether it's breaking royal news, please bring us up to date, or indeed a particularly punchy speech in the House of Commons.
Very, very curious.
We bring it to you live, and then we bring you live reaction as well.
That's Good Afternoon Britain, weekdays from midday.
Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Mornings don't have to be tiresome, especially if you have the right company.
Wake up to news as it happens, opinion and debate, and of course, a little bit of entertainment too.
Because when the kettle's on, we're on.
That's Breakfast on GB News, a show worth waking up for.
Every morning from 6 a.m.
Only on the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
We'll spread the news, you spread the word.
It is Saturday night, and of course, this is The Saturday 5, the UK's biggest Saturday night TV show. I'm Alex Armstrong, along with Will Kingston, Chloe Dobbs, Trey Lowe, and guess who's back? It's Kai Wilshaw. Tonight on the show.
Forget seeing a doctor unless you're an illegal migrant.
Can the nation take 4 more years of Starmer?
And Ofcom is using your taxpayer money to push censorship online.
Kemi is scared of her own identity. And the British state is getting a working class makeover.
Oh, it's 6 p.m. and this is The Saturday 5. Welcome to The Saturday 5. We're almost a full gang tonight. Almost. Kai's back. It's been a few weeks, Kai. We have missed you. Welcome back.
Good to be back.
Where did Keir Starmer send you?
It was actually to the left-wing pundit factory. I needed a reset because I was getting a bit too sensible on the show, I'm told.
Yeah, I think the audience was starting to like you, so we can't have that. We cannot have that.
The only GB News personality who gets more popular the longer he's off air as opposed to when he's on.
Yeah, it's a very good point. It's a very good point. Chloe, welcome back. You've done the Saturday 5 loads of times. You looking forward to the show tonight?
Yeah, this is my first time here after the whole rebrand, so...
Oh, of course it is. Yeah.
The graphics slick.
I'll try to live up to Dr. Renee's standards.
Oh, I'm sure you'll do her proud tonight. We might have a little surprise. Talk about Dr. Renee. We'll have a little surprise for you later on in the show, so stay tuned to 8 p.m. because we might have a special appearance. Trey, good to have you back as well. You on a little trip last week. How was it?
Nice little trip to Spain, to Marbella. First time abroad with my little one. He actually turned 3 months today, so he was actually really good first time actually travelling with a newborn.
No tantrums?
No, he was great.
The only tantrums you're going to get are on this show tonight because they'll be coming up from 7 p.m. Of course, I love reading out your comments on this show. I make this statement every week and I'm standing by it. We read out more of your comments on this show than any other show, so keep it safe. I'll read them out, I'll put them here. We've also got Ask the Five. So if you want a question to ask all of us, anything you like, as long as it's within reason, we will read it out at 8
Did you say keep it safe? Has the online safety bill kicked in?
It's working its way through at the moment.
It's been in your ear.
That's it. Well, of course, if you do what you say, gbnews.com/your say, and of course, that's where you can put your Ask 5 in there. And while you're at